Okay, good morning to all my fans out there, friends, family, those that have supported me, those who haven't, or who haven't even heard my voice before. But this morning, as I wake up pretty early in the morning here in the US, it's 3:47 and I've been up since about 3 o'clock. And I cannot help but to ask myself a question this morning, how did this all started? How did it all get started? You know, a little boy from a little community in Melsom, place on the map, Jamaica, that most people don't even know about it. People don't even know that my community exists. Simple mean it's a small little community, not many people, but it's a community that is blessed with people with purpose. I grew up with a lot of kids, and everyone today, to this day, is doing something. You know, They don't have to be the lawyer, the doctor, but we do have those coming out of the community. The lawyer, the doctor, the teacher, the nurses, the contractor, you name it, building homes and building business places and the entrepreneurs, you name it, they're there. But I had to ask myself, how did I get to this point? A little tall, maga boy. Nobody knew me. As a matter of fact, a boy that was so shy that just to say good morning, I would be scared, but yet still I'll say it, you know, because we know how it is growing up in Jamaica. You can pass even a stranger on the road and not say good morning, because that would not go down well with your parents. But when you think about it, I was pretty shy. And this morning I got up, I look at my Facebook page, and I really looked, and I've looked where I've come such a far way from being the tall, maga boy. Some people, boy, don't have no sense. Growth, talent, sense. You name it. When you're in a community, some of the things that you get. Some of it is for fun, and some people actually meant it. You know. And I've looked deep into my life from time to time. And this morning is like one of those mornings. How did I get here? I look at my Facebook page. I have over 300,000 views. You know, that simply means people start following me. How did I get here? You know, I look at engagement, some days 20, 30,000 people engaging with my content. But when I started, I didn't see it coming, you know. But I just want to say some days we just need to start. Some days we just need to listen that inner deep voice within us. And, I must say a lot of this was ignited just about this time in the early morning before my baby was born, my first child. Those who follow me, those who know our story, I wouldn't even say my story, but our story, would have known that we, in the now as a family, as a unit, started out, I would say everything started to happen right at St. Elizabeth Technical High School. And after leaving Rose Hall, all age, getting a track scholarship, as you would put it back then. I was seeked out because of my athletic ability. Got into states. Really and truly, if you ask me, didn't take long before that dream was swept away. I got injured, and that was about it. Learn how to pivot. I had to pivot, and instead of doing track and field, I ended up doing a lot of cricket. Did that happen for me? And I thought that would have been it for me, cricket, but that did not make it for me either, because I even though I was a very good player, back then playing for Jamaica, coming from the country is challenging. And I was approached at a tender age, 14, 15, when I just started stats, very tall, lanky pace, playing Kingston Wharf. And, the guys from Kingston, they did approach me. Well, guess what happened? Broke my bowling arm right about then. That was it. And getting a Jamaica call, I was out of the loop. for at least a year with, uh, broken arm, just getting back to full fitness. But still, I played the game and I played it well, and people would have thought cricket would have been for me. Luckily for me, I was from the south side of St. Elizabeth, so agriculture was a early passion. And really and truly, I didn't really follow the passion. I think I followed my friend, and I ended up at the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, all the way over there in Portland. Fall in love with the parish, a beautiful parish, and I think that's when I got more focused, more of being myself. Before I was just following. I was a follower. But got to Portland, my wife went along with me to college. And as we matured together, she left me, head off for the United States. Then again, not sure what would have happened in life. But, person she is, she came back and we got married. So I got married 1999. It's back in college. She left for the USA. She came back, got married. And that started another chapter in my life. You know, went through college and everything, and I used to work at Appleton during my CIP, being in working experience, and they loved me there. But left college, didn't get any job right away, and the college actually asked me to come back and run the sports program. You know, I was acting as a sports coordinator right over there in Portland, and you know, for a while, and then didn't went too well with the weather and everything, landscape, landslide, and all that stuff. My wife came to Jamaica, couldn't get over there to see me. He said, "Hey, Ian, I don't think this is probably the best place for you." Anyway, luckily, Appleton called me to come back and be a part of their management team for one of the farm there in Raheen. And I said life started to happen again there, mingling with the community of Appleton, Silo, Windsor, you know, the Raheen Community Union, you name it, back there, the north side of St. Elizabeth up in Balaclava. So life started there, and I got a piece of land, built a home there, and my wife was still here in the US when she decided that, hey, time for you to leave. Well, then by then I would have gone over to Grace Kennedy, who worked with the Rural Agriculture Authority. So I had a lot of experience in terms of agriculture, still involved with sports, playing for my community, winning championship and so forth. So, pretty much engaged. But what I didn't see coming, guys, is this chapter in my life, health and wellness. You know, my wife, when I got to the US, with all the experience I have, I couldn't land myself a job right then. And she wanted me to get into nursing. I said, I didn't see it. People don't see nursing when you're a man. The only people we see back in Jamaica wearing a scrub would be the doctors, not nurse. Men wasn't going in, it wasn't the traditional calling for men to be nurses. So I didn't see myself there. I told her no. And I said, guess what? I'm the man in the relationship. So I believe I should work. So when I started out as a security officer right there at a big hospital, St. Mary's Medical Center. And I tell you, that opened the door for everything that happened in my life since then. I have mature, people seek me out, got the job in radiology, from radiology to the ER, PDER, adult ER, start kind of getting a closer look at the nursing process, what it is entailed in the hospital setting. And little before you know it, I start doing the nursing program. And that shifted my life totally when I see what nurses do on a daily basis, trying to save life, help people. And ever since I graduated 2013, got my RN license and start working in the industry right there at St. Mary's. That have taken me from St. Mary's to some psych facility, go to Jackson Memorial Hospital, Good Samaritan Hospital, Methodist, you name it, rehab centers, you name it, drug rehab, I just start doing a lot of stuff. And with that, I really start realizing how important our health is. And I have started to take a deeper look. And with that, the Lord would have connect me with different people who were so knowledgeable, would have taught me beyond nursing, beyond the process of nursing. And today, I must say, I am a very experienced nurse who walks like a doctor because I got involved with a company that have 75 of the world's greatest doctor mandating everything that we do. And we're talking double-blind, placebo-based studies, all those stuff. So I am heightened, very knowledgeable about things, and I start working individuals with individual patient. That's when I realize how important our health is, self-care. And what I'm telling you guys, and I don't know why I come on here, but when I look, as I said, at my Facebook page and I see the followers that I have gained over the years, just starting, it just needed me to start. But I didn't just start. This was a godly divine intervention where the Lord would have been waking me up about this time in the morning, downloading to me. And by then, he would have given me this umbrella of a company, which have just been materialized, I will say, in the process now. Together we rise, building our nation. You know, it's a platform, it's a community, it's gonna be a company. And if you haven't heard about it before, I'll just tell you this right now. You need to start checking me out on YouTube. Together we rise, building our nation YouTube channel. You also have the Facebook channel to this. But I just chose to jump before you guys today because something big is about to happen. There's a merger coming, and this is because of the whole health and wellness, self-care. Self-care, I've met so many people across this industry in terms of health. And recently I've met with a lady in Jamaica. Man, she has a story. Somebody who went close to death and came back to life. But not just that, they came back to life, they came back to life with a purpose. You know, Tiffany at Self Care. And it's a name that is not a regular name that you hear in terms of a company. She started up a company, Tiffany. The company is Self Care at Tiffany. And she's doing quite well. But when I look what she's doing, this is somebody which I think we need to get together and to bring health and wellness to the world. And why I'm saying this is that today the is this big calling for us to start taking care of ourselves. And as a result, I had to connect with her with self-care because it's very, very important. Self-care. What we do with this body of ours will definitely determine what happened to us tomorrow morning, what happened to us next month, and so forth. But I've realized that people who have neglect self-care, they don't know the seriousness of what they're doing. You know, we're missing a very key point. I don't think, by the way, that anybody, a nurse, should be caring for anybody if they're not first caring for themselves. You can't care for anybody, you can tell me nothing if you don't know how to care for yourself. So self-care is very important. And with that, you know, we'll be bringing her on to have her give you just a little insight into of her testimony and what she's doing. So you could follow her over there, you know, self-care Tiffany. Just follow her and you'll see. But I just know something big is about to happen. There's this movement. I know many nurses are out there, many healthcare workers, many people just sitting at home waiting for the next move, something to happen. But I'm telling you, there is something big is about to happen on this platform. Together we rise, building our nation. So you haven't checked out the YouTube, go check the YouTube because that's where we're gonna be going with a lot of our messages. That's where we're gonna be going with a lot of our content. You are out there, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to have that extra income, you want something to come in, you want to learn about self-care, you want to know how to take care of others. It is coming. Something big is about to happen. There's a big movement that is about to happen. And I tell you because I'm just seeing what I've transpired to where I'm at now. As I said, the little shy boy, nobody knew me. But now when I look, I pick up my phone and I look at my professional page and I see over 300,000 people engaging, following me. That's not normal to say I was so shy that I barely have one friend. It's surprising that I get to this point, but it was a calling. It was divine. It was destiny. And now I can tell you that calling and that purpose has elevated to another level. And at this level, it's going to be a level where I would say, guess what? It is time to start engaging. I don't know what you're doing, guys. I don't know what is going on in your life at this particular moment, but I'm telling you, it's about time that something big is about to happen. And I say, just follow along. And I've watched and I've looked every single day. I check like from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Everybody out there is like a cat and mouse game trying to run and make this money. But then all these people, these gurus, they're selling you something, selling you. They're telling you something, and at the end of it, you realize that you have to subscribe, you have to engage, and it's money making stuff. No, what we're telling you is that jump over here. We're gonna teach you how to make it happen without spending a dime or anything. You know, this is just bringing out what's already in you, your purpose, and fuel that to just build a better life, not just for you. And if you're looking just to take care of you, I don't think it's the right place for you. But if you're that person who are willing to help somebody else, willing, to give, I realize that, a lot of people out there, we could have been far ahead of the game, way ahead of the game in life. But we're so selfish, and I've seen this over and over again. We only want to be winners. If we are not winning, then nobody else will win. And it's sad. And I even just watched the World Championship. The person who comes in second, despite they have a medal, person who came in third, despite they get a medal, look at this big world, and you are crowned, going on that podium, collecting a medal, and you're not even happy for the medal. You still worry that somebody else came first. Somebody have to come first. Somebody got to come second. But just appreciate the fact that you're there. But when I realize nobody want to come second, everybody want to win. Everybody got to come first. And if we continue with this mentality, life will not be better for us, because the person that came second is still angry, angry with themselves, angry with the world. Come on, you just medal. Something big happened to you. You're the second to best in the entire world at your game. Why would you be miserable with yourself? Why would you be mad with yourself? Yes, you can do better another time. Today is today. Give thanks for what you had accomplished. Give thanks for the Creator who had just instilled in you that strength, that endurance to just even finish the race. But I realize, as I said, nobody want to come second, and that's sad. But anyway, guys, I've said enough, but really and truly, I just want to say that coming up, we're going to take this platform to another level. And I see it coming, So with the people who are following me, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for following me. Sometimes I know my content may not be the best content out there, but it's what is laid on my heart. It's what I see out there, and I believe it is something good to share. You know, I may not be that content creator who is traveling the world and giving you all these things that you've never seen before. No, what I'm putting before you guys is where we help each other. One help the other. That's what my platform is all about. Together we rise, building our nation. Is where one person help the other person. I don't care if I reach 1 million people or I reach one, but all I need is one. If one person is willing to listen, if one person is willing to change, if one person is willing to make a difference, I'm there with you. I'll hold your hand and I'll help you. I teach you what I know. I show you what I know. A lot of things that I've learned in the past couple of years. And I wish I'd learned that from I was much younger, in a tender age. But guess what? I am appreciative that I learned it. And now I'm able to pass it on to somebody else. So, guys, I don't know. I'm just asking you, go subscribe to the YouTube channel at least. If you're already following me on Facebook, a lot of the messages get this let's say deleted after 30 days. So they're no longer there. But if you go to YouTube, you'll see some of the things I've been doing. It's not a platform that I've been sharing, but now we're gonna share that platform because a lot of things is gonna be happening on that platform. So for this morning, I know it's quite early, but guess what? Just take care, guys. Follow the Together We Rise Building Our Nation. It's a platform, it's both Facebook, YouTube, it's a community, and it will be a business model that is not to just help me, you, or one other person, but something that a bridge gap between first world, third world country, something that you are gonna be able to empower somebody else, something that is gonna be able to uplift you, uplift your family. I know I'm just a simple person, and sometimes I, oh, who is he to be telling me something? Guess what, guys? We can't just believe in just our own ability. Trust me, the person who sits beside you, the person is in that home with you, the person that you talk to, they may know something that you don't know. This is life. As we go through, we learn. Some people get to learn much faster than others. Some people get exposed years, months before others. And that simply means somebody has been through that journey. Somebody to, don't just sit and because you believe you're educated and so educated that somebody else can teach you nothing, a lesson. I'll tell you, you need to just humble yourself and know that guess what? In life, you don't know it all, neither do I. But together we can build, together we can grow, together we can live in harmony. And the Together We Rise Building Our Nation platform is just about this, the togetherness, the one help one, the build, the support, and that's what it's all about. And, I just wanted to say that this morning, because really as I look back and I see where I'm coming from, but I just now feel the purpose where we'll be going, you know. But I'm coming from that shy boy who could never turn on a camera. I could probably hardly say good morning, as I said, but here I am, followed by quite a lot of people, having a bit of influence. But that's not just what I want to do. I want to do bigger things by creating this kind of a community. That is not just my voice that you'll be hearing, but you'll be hearing the voice of many others. And one such person that you're going to hear from is somebody who is now devoted her life to self care, something that I am passionate about and something that we'll be sharing, self care and the whole wellness, guys who don't know me, I'm telling you, a nurse, proud of it. Some people know you don't see me running around with a stethoscope. You don't see me running around with a scrub because most of my days I'm actually doing a private entity. I've done the hospital many years in it. I've done rehab centers. I've done psych facilities. I've done travel. And today I believe I have a lot more to offer, not just to my patient, but to a community, to other nurses, to other caregivers, And at the same time, we can realize a dream that is bigger than any of us, but definitely gonna help us to get to the next level. All right? Just follow us. Together we rise, building our nation. It's about to happen, guys, and I'm telling you just before it does. So you need to get on it. You're already following me on Facebook. Go to the Together We Rise Building Our Nation YouTube channel. If you don't know how to find it, send me a text, send me a message. I'll send you a link to it. So at least you could see what's happening. As a matter of fact, you're not going to see much right now. But what's about to happen is the next level. All right.